Bam! Going live. Welcome to the show tonight. Sneaked in unplanned. Yeah, drop in. We got to drop in live stream tonight. And we'll see how many people are sitting around, right? Waiting for Pro Se Legal School, where we provide the tools that you need to challenge the court processes. And yeah, we do more than that, but that sounds great for the people who haven't been following along, right? And that's really who I need to be talking to, because y'all people that have been following along know what time it is, and so I don't need to start at the gate. So I'm down with that. So challenge the court process. That's the way they make me say it in the ad and stuff. And even though we got people that's stopping that process, but it's all right. I can go here to make sure that the people that need the tools that we provide have opportunity to see them, so they could get them. And when I say that, I'm talking about the advertising part of this. Y'all keep up with me. Okay, welcome to Pro Se Legal School. So tonight we're gonna just talk for a few minutes, and I know maybe it'll go a little longer. We'll just see. But we're gonna start out with the grumpy stuff tonight, kind of, sort of, and I don't intend to sound like because it was a mistake made that's the reason why we're grumpy. Okay, that's not because I've been told by a couple of coaches, if you ain't doing shit, if you ain't something, you got to be doing something to be doing. So if you make a mistake doing something in the non-conventional program, you can do a supplemental pleading and correct anything that needs to be corrected. There's no reason to run around. If you're 2 days into getting pushed off the cliff, then it's going to be hard to correct anything anyway, unless because they're going to just throw it in the basket or whatever. Or at least that's what we've got reported to us by the real-time feedback. The real-time feedback is what helped us put this program together. Okay, so let's just get right to it. The main mistake that we had, well, there was a couple, but this is the main one. The main mistake that we had last week or last couple of weeks or whatever, it was during the coaching calls and conversations, the person did not let their coach know that the parties had not been served. The parties had not been served. And so, we're working, trying to stop the eviction process in 7 days. And, I thought maybe, I'm this person invested in a premium package, maybe I'll see if so then we get to looking at the situation, and it doesn't appear from what I looked at that her lawsuit was even filed in the court. And then through further conversation and some frustration. Okay, so it turns out that the person didn't have the funds to serve everybody or anybody. I don't know. And see, and here, and this is the thing. If you're honest with me at the gate, then maybe we can figure out a way to work around it, or But when you come like that with 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, I don't know how many days left. Okay, and we just spent 4 or 5 days looking and trying to And then we find out that, well, nobody was served. So, and I don't know, I I'm feeling bad about it because I'm not one to give up. I mean, if y'all ass know me, I'm not the one to give up. When I had a delivery service, our motto was to spend more time figuring out how to get shit done than getting back to the truck. Because that's not how you get customers. You don't get customers by getting back to the truck. You get customers by stepping up. Okay, so after all of this, we find out that the parties hadn't been served. And the second problem was that there were 9 parties for each lawsuit. She followed through on some of the steps, but the situation that we have, and I'm just going to lay this out from, is that she gave him a hard time, and that's great. But I think they put it in the computer, so it has the date on the bottom, but it's not file stamped. And so then we found out that the parties hadn't been served. So and when you all know, and this is okay. Now there is an option that you can try where you do this without paying fees, former Papa's crap that was actually set up for inmates. And then people, and you know what? When you use it, they treat you like an inmate. Okay. They're treating you like a mate at the gate before, because you're not locked up. So you're not an inmate, you're just a mate. Maybe you're just in. I don't know. I think I'm overthinking it. Okay, but had we known at the gate that the parties hadn't been served, then maybe we could have done something or had time to try. So if you invest in the premium package, then it comes with the coaching. And there's coaching in the group where you go and you look at all of the stuff that's in the group so you can catch up on past things and what things that we corrected already in the past. All that stuff is in the coaching group at neighbors_coach on Twitter. And after you receive your package and you receive the instructional video that comes with the package, and I'm talking about their premium package, then you watch the video, and then we'll be in contact to figure out a date where we can sit down. After you watch the video, we sit down and we figure out how we need to set this up so you're getting off on the right foot. Okay, you're getting the right punching combinations. Okay. We need to make sure that you take control as soon as you get in the ring. We don't even like to play around. So that's how it goes. But, and I tell you in the instructional videos, I tell you that there's going to be, they're going to dismiss your case, but they're not going to dismiss it with the fact of findings and the conclusions of law, which means they moved you into we go over all of that. And people need to make sure they keep that in mind after you watch the instructional videos. Then when we talk on the phone, to make sure that you have a good game plan for starting your foreclosure defense program. Okay. At Pro State Legal School, we want to make sure that if you invest in a premium package, that you have. If you invest in the other package, then the coaching is done on Twitter, and I check it a couple of times a day. I'm not there waiting for everybody to tell me everything that they think I need to know. So most of the time, the answer to your question is in the group, and if you search for something or whatever, you would be able to find it. Okay, so that's the number one mistake that that was made is, in the coaching plan, the coach was not informed of the situation that's going to block everything from going forward. Without serving the parties, you have nothing. The court doesn't have jurisdiction, and they're not going to take jurisdiction anyway. Now, they could if it was verified that the other parties had another, but when you're facing 7 days to be evicted, you don't really have time to be doing all of that. And I mean, bless these people's heart, because I know everybody's doing what everybody's trying to get done. Okay, but if you're not, I hate to use the word honest. Because I'm not trying to call anybody that, but and maybe this person didn't even think about it. I don't know, but that's, and I'm struggling with it because I have other people in line that were helping, and so I have to be conscientious to make sure that the time that I'm spending has value for both people, and it's not going to be value for anybody in the situation where the people aren't served. So now the other thing is, people getting grumpy with me if there's a problem and we're communicating, trying to figure out what is the problem, but I can't use that word, or that you did something wrong, or that you missed a step. Okay, so you guys need to remember, I'm a coach. I don't spend a lot of time trying to make everything nice. I don't spend a lot of time trying to make it not nice either. I'm just myself. Okay, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody, but if it's not working out and you're about to get punched in the face over here, I'm thinking, what the hell the coach is saying or how he says it or whatever would not be my number one interest. Okay, my number one focus is going to be what the hell a coach telling me to do. Okay, because I'll tell you right now, and I've done this before. I asked one of my coaches when I played college football why he was yelling at me like that. And he took me over to the side and he said, "Neighbors, the time to worry is when I stop yelling." And he says, "Is there anything else?" "No, sir." No, sir. Because when he stops yelling, it's a wrap, and I'm not even going to be out there on the field. So now I'm very passionate about what I do because I care about this, and this is my life. Okay. If you invest in my stuff and you don't do your part, I'm not going to just say, "Oh, don't worry about it." Oh, hell no. Because that shit looks bad on me too. Okay. It looks bad on me too. And I'm not saying this about this person, but there are other people who come into the program, they go to the YouTube channel and they make comments about, "Oh, how bad this is, and we're never gonna, those are the people that are looking for somebody to blame it on because they're not willing to do the work. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call it like that. Or they can't do the work, or whatever is the problem, that the red font can't be filled out, and that, yeah. A lot of people have to understand. And some people actually call me up to pick my brain. Now, some people call, they just want to hear me and see if I'm the same or if I'm real or whatever. And that's all fine and dandy. But the people that I'm talking about are the people that call with a negative vibe and a negative attitude and want to try and prove, I don't know. I don't even spend a lot of time doing that shit because I don't close people in my program. I don't. I'm not going to like say all this stuff. I mean, I'll tell you what we do and how this works. But when it gets to the end, I'm not going to ask you. You have to figure yourself if there's value here. You have to figure that out. If there's value here. If you don't figure that out, you're going to be asking me questions like, can I move my state case over to federal court? Can I move it over there? Can I do this? No, you have to crush the state court process over there, like the instructional videos. Those are the questions that people ask, and that aren't on. And so. And there are a couple of people, I don't have time. I'm just going to tell you right now. I don't work well with people who have fear. I don't work well with people who are paralyzed by fear. I don't work well with people who go back and forth, because to me, that's going back and forth to conventional, non-conventional, conventional, non-conventional. Why would you have the fear if you're in the non-conventional, where I have on my YouTube channel, I have a video playlist with just review videos in it from people who made their own review video. Back and forth. Okay. So I don't deal well with people who have fear. So I'll just tell you that right up front. And I can tell from the conversation, because I've been doing this for a long time, I can tell from the words in the conversation where most people are. So if I give you a hard time, you're lucky. No offense. But if I give you a hard time, you're lucky. You're lucky because there was something in our conversation that sparked my respect for you. I know some people don't think, oh, dude, I take a lot of calls. And so I don't. But sometimes there's things that are said that, so keep that in mind. If you had to go run laps. Now with that being said, I got no problem running laps myself if I screw up or apologizing or whatever. Because sometimes I get a little, I don't see all that you're seeing. And, you don't see all that I'm seeing. That's why it works out just to go do what you need to do one step at a time. And then after you get control of the situation, then you can step back and, take some time to, but, when you get in my program, it should be because you trust what we're doing, knowing that what we're doing is from the real-time feedback from a lot of people and not just or whatever. Okay, so that should change the stress level right there, because you got a damn chance. I'm just saying, in the conventional program, what chance do you have? Attorney's not going to help you stop a foreclosure process. Attorney is not going to help you stop a foreclosure. They might stall it out until your ass runs out of money to pay them. They may help you get to bankruptcy and tell you that it's going to stop that shit, and then you're paying them over there, and you're paying the attorney. And if the bankruptcy thing goes through, there's a 60-40 chance that or maybe it's even 70-30, that they're going to put your house back in the foreclosure after you get done with the bankruptcy. I have people that you can't control it unless you stop them at the gate. So, okay. So then they got the bankruptcy. You get out of the bankruptcy and they put your house back in foreclosure. Attorneys are not going to help you. And I'll tell you, here's why. Attorneys are not going to help you because they all make bank off of what they're doing. That attorney that you hired to help you stop the foreclosure, he does the same for his friends down the street. Yep. They they get a percentage from whatever they steal from you, just to be the attorney to throw your ass under the bus on the railroad tracks. The system is structured that way. Oh, there's no law that says you have to register your deed in their office. Nope. So the two things, if you come to the table with a situation and you're getting coaching from me, I'm here to help you get you back. I can't do that if I don't know all the facts. If you don't tell me the facts that I need to know, then there's no way that I'm going to be able to help you. And it's not going to be value in it for either one of us for the time that we spent. Now, the value thing makes it sound like I have a cold heart. I don't like to lose. I don't like to get punched in the face. If I spend time working on some shit and we get punched in the face anyway, then, I'm sorry. And no offense, because I'm not the one that's going to be dealing with the downfall of all of that from all of this. But I just have a problem with it. So if you get in this situation and you don't, and you're not honest with me, then I just, I think, I don't know. Like other people lose their cool. Maybe I can. No, it's just very frustrating for me. It's very frustrating because you have a chance. And, I thought about there's a couple of things that, we could have done, but not with 3 days. I mean, you get to the countdown to where they're coming to your house, and then they throw your stuff underneath the desk in a basket until they're all done with what they need to do. That's generally how that works. So that's all I got tonight. I'm gonna get out of here and go get something else done. I just wanted to touch base, make sure that you guys understand. If you get in my program, or any program, if you don't lay it out there, because like they said, when the swamp gets drained, I'll see you guys in the next live stream.